we've got the stars of the show here tonight. Sean, Connor, and Zane. Three lovely boys. So what do you think about the film? What's your first thought when you saw it?
Well, you know, it was a long film for Kai to put together. You know, it was probably 2 years plus in the making, and I'm just stoked to have a small section in it and get a few clips because it's probably the first, you know, real full-length stand-up paddle movie. And, you know, to all the kids out there, you know, I remember growing up watching surf movies, aspiring to be like a lot of the pro surfers that I grew up watching. And so I just hope that it inspires a lot of the Groms to go out there and charge and push the limits.
Oh, totally catching those waves. Jeremy? We're on. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, just like Zane said, you know, it took a few years of filming, and actually some of those clips were way back. So, you know, we've been filming our whole lives just in the water having fun, and to actually see it on, you know, a screen, this is actually my third, fourth time now, but to see it on the screen is it's pretty amazing, and you always get psyched up and want to go surf or, you know, get out there and just go paddle, and I hope that did that for all you guys.
That's exactly what it did for me. I want to go out surfing right now and just go get some more. Yeah, it's my second time watching it, and I don't know, first time watching I was kind of, maybe I didn't catch the full brunt of it or something, but second time around I loved it. Yeah, really cool, and yeah, it just makes me want to think everything is awesome at the end there. But excuse me, sorry.
Except for that song.
In there. But no, yeah, awesome movie, and just stoked to be a part of it, and also just stoked to be a part of it and here with all of you. Yeah, just stoked to be a part with you guys. I think Karen was saying at the start, just, I don't know, we're sitting up at the back and you're talking individually to people, and it's just how much of kind of a community that is here of stand-up paddlers, and we see that. We travel all over the world and we get to see kind of these small communities, and here is such a vibrant one, and it's really awesome to be a part of. So kudos to you guys, you know, stand-up paddling. Thank you for showing love and doing it. Go New Zealand!
We've got the opportunity to ask a few questions, so I hope you guys have got it ready. Who wants to be the first?
When you go to those big ledgy kind of breaks, you know, like Shipsterns Bluff, and have you ever thought about going down a train? You know, seen that one in Tasmania? It's like just a big ugly hole.
This is the question.
Have you guys?
Yeah. He's the madman of all of us.
Well, yeah, big waves are a lot of fun. But when you mention, you know, slabs, like a wave like Shipsterns or Chopu, you know, it's a whole nother beast. And for me, I've always been passionate about surfing big waves, and I just love the feeling, the heart pumping, and seeing a big wave in front of you and just charging down it like a big mountain. But, you know, there's waves like Jaws right there. Most of those clips that we saw in that movie, it's right in our backyard for Connor and I. I mean, we've been surfing that wave since we were 15, windsurf, surf, stand-up paddle, and it's just something that we grew up with. You know, like Laird mentioned, you know, you have Mount Everest in your backyard, you're gonna one day surf it. So, or I mean, climb it. Hey, one day I'll surf Mount Everest. One day. But yeah, Shipsterns is a wave that I haven't got yet. I really hope to one day get down to Shipsterns. This year I got to surf Mavericks, so got to put Mavericks on the list, and of course Jaws, Chopu, like Sean mentioned, but there's so many waves out there. Nazare too is another one of the big ones, Todos Santos. But yeah, definitely those are all on the list of places to surf.
Thanks, Zane. That was very detailed. Who's next?
Yeah, have you been to Raglan or Peter? Big massive surf, like awesome waves.
No, this is all our first times here in New Zealand. We're actually based in Pia, so we've been surfing there pretty much every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't made it. Yeah, exactly. We haven't made it down that way yet. But
I saw it today. We ran down there.
Yeah, we would be super stoked to check it out and touch some more spots around New Zealand. It's such a beautiful country.
Actually, I want to touch on that. Speaking of piha, I want to give a big shout out to Daniel and Bruno and TB and Sheila for showing us so much aloha and hosting us in piha. It's such a beautiful place. They're great energy, and it reminds me of home. Connor and I were talking about the whole time. It's just a wonderful place.
Have any of you guys ever been airlifted off a wave, or what's your worst kind of injury?
Worst injury from surfing, I mean, it's just, you know, just like that, you know, I mean, smashed on the reef, or, you know, being held under, or having the board and fin, you know, especially out at Jaws, all our fins are custom made, and they're a lot stronger and way narrower and thinner than normal, and those things are like knives, so that's very easy to happen. And at the end of the clip, or the movie, the clip of me sliding down the face, I actually had the board come straight into my chest, and if I didn't have like an impact and life jacket, I don't even know what could have happened. It sliced me through all of that material, so it's definitely pretty easy to happen. And I mean, we all have scars and injuries to show all of these different places around the world. It's because you're going so fast. You're going at way higher speed level than a normal wave. You know, you have a 15-foot plus 20-foot, you know, even bigger 30-foot, and it's just like a hill. If you go down a little bunny hill, you're not going to go that fast. But if you're going down a huge steep hill, you're going to go a lot faster, and you need better wheels, better trucks, and in this case, better boards, fins. That, I don't know the technical, that I'd leave that to the fin guys.
Well, a big reason you have different fins for big wave surfing is because, like Connor said, you have high speed, so you actually use smaller fins and a lot stiffer fins, because there's a lot more pressure on the rails when you're burying a rail. It's at speeds like that, so you need something a little smaller, because at speeds like that you don't need that much fin. It lifts. You want to be stuck to the wave. With the smaller fin, you're not lifting as much. And the reason a lot of the fins are so stiff, which is actually dangerous, you know, sharp and stiff, is because there's so much pressure on those rails at high speed turns. I grew up surfing Honolulu Bay and Punalau on Maui, and those are probably some of the roughest, rockiest spots on Maui. And yeah, I mean, I've gotten holes in my head, bunch of stitches. I've had my ass torn open. I've had rips from my nipple down to my hip. I mean, you know, there's a lot of different pairs of stitches, but I mean, that's about it.
You raced against, well, Connor didn't race, but who's injured, but he's had a chance to see Army in action, who's kind of like, you know, our local hero. And JP, who's right up there. I mean, I don't know, how do they compare to what else you kind of come across around the world, not just on the circuit?
All right, well, I raced against Army more than once, especially recently here in New Zealand. And Army, stand up, don't be shy, come on. Army's fast, man. He is fast. I mean, on a world-class level, definitely up there at the top. I mean, we saw there at that last race, you know, we definitely weren't relaxing. We definitely weren't cruising. You know, Army, and I was actually had the pleasure to talk a little bit with Army during that last race, and we were pushing each other, following the train, and at the end there, he kind of caught me off guard. You know, he caught a little bump and just started taking off, and I'm like, oh, he's out of here. So Army's world class, man. Yeah, for sure.
Something about that girl's gotten a whole lot better since that movie was. I heard one of you guys talk.
Yeah, me on Izzy Gomez, who is featured in there in the Mexico part. Yeah, Izzy Gomez, she just recently won. She's a Starboard rider. She just won her first world title on the Stand-Up World Tour at 14. She's 14 years old, now 15. She just turned 15 in September. But, yeah, girl. And she is just leading the charge for women stand-up paddling, not only in the surfing realm, but also in the racing realm. And it's just so cool to see. Just the level, and as I think I was talking with Ollie about it up top, is just the progression level of stand-up paddling, just how much it's just increasing more and more from one month to the next and from one event to the next. It's just the level is just rising so quick. And yes, girls like Izzy are just leading the charge, and especially in the women's side of things. So it's just so cool to see, and not only you know, her and the women's side, but just the youth, you know, youth. I know Ollie's up there. Ollie, what's your age? I don't even know Ollie's age right now. 15, 14, you know, so, I mean, look at that. And I know he's got skills on the race board. I was behind him. I wasn't up near Army or anything like that, but, you know, and I'm sure he's got skills in the waves and stuff, but it's just the youth getting into it. It's just so cool to see. And there's potential. There's so much potential, man, with all these young guys getting in and girls. So, bright future for stand-up paddling.
Actually, I want to touch on that one because actually it's amazing to see the kids getting into the sport, because you look at the world tour for surfing and racing right now in stand-up paddling, everyone's under 23, Kai Lenny being the oldest. I mean, Izzy Gomez, 14 years old. I'm sorry, 25. Sean being the oldest. Sean being the oldest. Anyway, for all the kids out there, I mean, go for it, because it's totally possible to get out there and
Looking at a kid.
Yeah, totally.
I think the first time I ever tried stand-up, I was on like a 12.0 tanker, and I actually hated it. I was like, why am I doing this? This thing is humongous. And just yesterday, our surfboards we were riding is a 7.1 by 24. So to go from a 12.0 to 7.1 is huge. And not only like it's basically a surfboard, just a little bigger than what you normally lay down on. And technology is, from the actual board design to, you know, the brushed carbon that Starboard's bringing out, it's gone crazy, and it's only getting crazier.
Yeah, I just want to add on that just how much, I mean, it's affected technology and board design, how much it's evolved, like Connor was saying, with the 12-foot long boards back in the day when he was surfing, now to pretty much 7-foot boards. That's pretty much the size board that all the competitors are kind of competing on in the world tour and the world class stand-up paddle surfing level. And it's Starboard is one. I work with those guys, as we all do, pretty intricately on board design, and we get to see the insights of the technology that they roll out each year and that they further improve each year. And it's just amazing the amount of engineering that goes involved with the different layups and stuff. I mean, what you see probably right here on this brushed carbon board is from the very bottom laminate, or from the very core of it, which is the epoxy core, to the very top. It could be like 11 different type of laminates, you know, military grade fiberglass to biaxial carbon, and different layups in different areas of the board that all have a certain type of flex pattern to it and a stiffness that keeps it strong and durable. So it's just technology. This is just one of the models and one brand, you know, across the realm of stand-up paddling. Technology it's what has taken the level completely tenfold, you know, to the next. So technology is crazy, the amount of, you know, how it's growing.
I heard you've been training a lot.
Yeah, we're here for a training, so, you know, every day we've been on and off the water, cross training, and it's been fun. You have a beautiful country here, and stoked to come see it.
I've always wanted to come to New Zealand. I mean, my best friend Baker Grant his family's from New Zealand, and I've heard so many stories about Raglan and all these different places, and I'm super stoked to come and experience it. I mean, I met Shane Baxter probably 5 years ago in Tahiti, and he's been trying to get me down here for years. So I'm super stoked to finally get out here and surf and race with all the locals, you know, Army, and see guys like Ollie and the next generation stepping it up. And man, what a beautiful place. I mean, truly does remind me of home, especially around Piha, the forestry, the beaches, the consistent waves. I mean, I guess we had some pretty good weather the last few days. You know, thanks probably to Maui boys for bringing over the good sunshine.
When you guys travel around, do you notice different vibes, like with the surfing culture? And how, you know, different play. Like, how does New Zealand rate relative to other places? And, you know,
we love haters. We love it. We love it. The most important thing, guys, is stay respectful. You know, if you're on a stand-up paddleboard, it doesn't matter where you paddle. You paddle on Maui, you paddle in Piha, you paddle out in Tahiti, you're going to get a dirty look probably, because just like if you paddle out on a longboard. You paddle out on a longboard, shortboard is going, ah, damn, this guy's going to catch all the waves. You know, it's the same thing. So you know, #1 rule is always show respect. My rule of thumb everywhere I go, no matter where I paddle out to, is introduce myself to the meanest looking people in the lineup. At least say hi, let them know you're there, let them know you're not trying to sneak around. Be considerate, don't do loops, you know, just wait your turn, have fun, you know, because these boards that we're riding, they're a lot more mobile, they're a lot more faster, and we have a lot more visibility, and we could put ourselves in position a whole lot earlier than, say, a shortboarder, a boogie boarder, or any other watercraft. So it's really important to be extra respectful, especially stand-up paddle surfing. I'll let Connor touch on the waterman kind of deal though, because you know, Connor and I, we grew up practicing all the water sports, and each sport has a special thing that aids every sport.
Yeah, I mean, just growing up in Hawaii, it's similar to here, you know, you just have so many different conditions around, you know, the other side of the island or that side of the island. You can do so many different sports, so it's cool to come here and try it out and see it. But touching on, like, far as the crowds here, at Piha, we got definitely rousted on one of the bigger days. You know, we're out there just, you know, letting a few go, but of course you're always going to get dirty vibes, and we got told to go in and all that, but as soon as we got a couple waves and they kind of realized that we, you know, had control of our board and, you know, actually maybe surfing better than them, they're like, oh wait, maybe they can surf out here. So
that's the funnest part.
Yeah, for us, that's, you know, like Zane said, that's the funnest part, you know, just proving them wrong that we actually know what we're doing. And especially with, like, going back even on the 7-1, you know, we're on smaller boards and we're sinking them now, that even just paddling out, people are actually realizing now, like, oh, they're actually on a small board, and sometimes it's smaller than half of the guys' boards out there, and it's allowing us to do maneuvers and turns just like shortboarders would do, so it's easier to get respect from that for sure.
You're gonna get it. We're stand-up paddlers. I think that's why. I mean, we pick up a board, I think, knowing this. We enter a lineup knowing that potentially we're going to get a dirty look. We're going to get barked at, kind of like we did at Piha, I guess, the other day. It comes with it. And I think with that, it's what builds you. What builds you and your character, you know, and how you react to that type of negativity. And I know it, you know, I come from a surfing background. I grew up as a surfer, a traditional surfer. I grew up in Florida. I was kind of a professional pro-am surfer. So I lived in that whole realm of kind of egotistical, like, cool guy, cool. And to stand up, it's kind of not looked like that. And it's like the kooks out in the water or something. So that's the idea, and that's how the surfers are, I think, when they look at a stand-up paddler. And so you're gonna deal with that, but it's, I guess, how you react to that. That's what kind of makes you who you are, and it builds your character a little bit. I think it's good to get yelled and barked at, you know, a little bit. And why the hell not? I mean, hell, we're having fun. We're getting waves. We're being respectful. We're being safe for the lineup, and, you know, we're just out enjoying ourselves. So, you know, bring it on. Bring the haters on. Whatever. You know, who gives a care? Kill them with kindness.
And what's really cool about stand-up paddling is it's opening the doors to everyone around the world, not just coastal, but any body of water. You could go out and feel like you're a surfer. You could be out on the pond in the middle of nowhere, paddling, thinking, oh man, I'm surfing, I'm so stoked, you know, and it's awesome, right? It's so cool, right? You could throw your dog and your kid on the front of the board and really have so much fun, no matter what kind of water you're on. I mean, you saw clips in there of Connor and I paddling next to icebergs in Patagonia. No one's gonna say nothing out there, you know. It doesn't. So. And just to touch on Connor and this Piha incident, yeah, he got barked at a little bit, but I was in the lineup on a shortboard actually, because I seen the crowd. I'm like, I'm gonna mingle in there and really see what's. I paddled out. I paddled out my shortboard, you know, before they paddled out on the stand-up. I'm in the middle of the lineup, like, you know, paddled out. I'm like, oh, damn, stand-up paddlers. And I'm just, and I'm just sitting there kind of like chuckling, like, And then Connor comes right up, you know, to the lineup, and he's like, you know, on a 7-1, and all of a sudden all the guys in line, they're like, oh, that board's small. It must be hard to stand on, you know? And then you start to, you know, feel a little respect. So, you know, it's the most important thing is, I think, show your aloha to the locals in the lineup. Say hi. If they don't say hi back, whatever, paddle away, mind your own business, but show your respect. Hawaii, it's what it's all about. I mean, you don't show your respect, you're not going to get any respect back. So you got to give to get.